It's Monday, February 10th.
We'll also be announcing steel tariffs on Monday.
U.S. President Donald Trump planning to take his trade war global with a new tariff on all steel and aluminum expected to be announced today.
But how we do it thoughtfully, deliberately, responsibly is being decided right now.
Strengthening our ties in tech and trade. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau in Europe this week for the Global Artificial Intelligence Summit. Fly, Eagles, fly. How dominant were the Eagles last night? Well, the Gatorade bath came with 3 minutes left on the clock before Philadelphia became Super Bowl champs. I'm impressed Eagles fans can still spell after the all-night party across Philadelphia after the Super Bowl. Stay with us, Canada. Look at that. Your morning starts right now. Good morning, Canada. Welcome to Your Morning. I'm Anne-Marie Mediwake.
Good morning. I'm Lindsey Deluce.
I'm Kelsey McEwen. Hope your Monday is off to a great start.
A lot of sleepy starts for people. Did you watch?
I did.
The whole thing?
No. I watched the morning show version of the Super Bowl, which is
the
1
end
and
of
2,
halftime?
And the end of halftime, and then I went to bed.
Yeah, that was me too.
Yeah.
Well, also, it was just so dominant but at that point, too. I think it had been somewhat tighter. I would have watched a little bit more, but no.
Yeah.
You?
I watched the whole thing.
You did?
We did. And we got home really late.
Okay, we're going to do a bit of a recap in just a moment. But first, we've got to recap Donald Trump. Let's start there. The U.S. president is planning to announce a new 25% steel and aluminum tariff today. Canada is expected to be included in that.
Any steel coming into the United States is going to have a 25% tariff.
The U.S. is Canada's biggest customer in the steel and aluminum industries. Canada and the U.S. got into a trade war over metal tariffs during President Trump's first term. If you'll remember, that lasted about a year before Canada received an exemption. Sources say Ottawa won't respond until they see details of the U.S. president's plan. Donald Trump, as he's increasing the economic pressure on our country, he also doubled down on the fact that he is serious about making Canada the 51st state.
It was a private meeting. He said that your wish for Canada to be the 51st state is a, quote, real thing. Is it a real thing?
Yeah, it is. Oh, he's not gaining anything.
So,
in fact, I wonder how he...
In the same interview on Fox News, President Trump also said Canada's action on the border so far isn't enough to avoid new tariffs after the March 4th deadline. Meanwhile, U.S. trade partners around the world have now found themselves in the same situation that Canada has been in since President Trump took office.
I have a discussion with President Trump scheduled, and I will certainly keep the House and the Australian people informed after that discussion.
Australia's Prime Minister told Parliament this morning he plans to press for an exemption to any steel and aluminum tariff. The new tariffs from China against the U.S. come into effect this morning, and steel and aluminum tariffs could be just the beginning. President Trump also said he will be announcing reciprocal tariffs on trade partners this week. This likely means matching tariffs being charged right now to the U.S. Business owners are feeling the ongoing tariff threats right across the country.
Advertising works, right? You know, your eye is drawn to it. You'll have a different thought process when you're selecting a product.
Newfoundland and Labrador just launched these new buy local signs to boost local spending. But that may be easier in some provinces. With inclement weather, Newfoundland is highly reliant on imported goods like fruit and vegetables. Right now, there are plans for a local certification program. So local producers could get certified, which means it would include a Made in Newfoundland and Labrador logo on the packaging so you could see it clearly. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is in Europe right now at the AI Global Summit.
Because not just it's going to transform our world, but how we do it thoughtfully, deliberately, responsibly is being decided right now.
Prime Minister Trudeau spent the first part of his day in Paris discussing AI infrastructure ahead of the AI Global Summit happening today. The Prime Minister confirming AI will also be on the table when Canada hosts the G7 in June. There's also mounting pressure to strengthen trade ties with the EU during these ongoing tariff talks. France and Belgium are two of the 10 countries that haven't fully ratified the Canada-EU trade pact known as CETA. Trudeau is expected to be in Brussels Wednesday to try and tighten up trade relations. Montreal is taking legal action against a landlord over serious health hazards.
A lot of problems. This building have million problem.
So officials say this residential building in Montreal's Lachine borough, it's just too dangerous. According to them, nearly 30 people were forced to leave their homes late last week. The fire department deemed the 47-unit building a fire risk. City officials cited several big issues like bad wiring, wet floors, and mold. But here's the thing. No one apparently can get a hold of the landlord. Tenants are expected to meet with the borough's mayor today to discuss the next steps. Air Transat is scrapping carry-on bags for low-fare customers on most flights. Now, starting tomorrow, passengers on the airline's Eco Budget and Eco Promo fare class will have to check their luggage for a fee. How much will it cost? It's going to cost between $35 and $50 on flights within North and South America. The airline is also ending its policy of one free checked suitcase for eco-standard flights. Travelers can still take a small personal item like a purse or a laptop bag on board for free. All right, let's talk Super Bowl because the Eagles made all the big plays during the big game on their way to winning.
We're going to run some clock or maybe throw the dagger. Hurts going deep for it all. Devontae Smith! He has got it! Maneuver.
I mean, they just dominated from start to finish, winning 40-22. Jalen Hurts threw 2 touchdowns and ran for another on his way to Super Bowl MVP. Kansas City, Patrick Mahomes were denied the three-peat. They'll have to settle for winning 3 Super Bowls in the past 5 years. Eagles fans getting a head start on the celebrations, by the way. They flooded Broad Street for the after-game party. They set off some fireworks. Oh, wow, look, guys, look at those crowds. Isn't that wild? So climbing on, there's the fireworks. Climbing on everything. Bands, bowls. The last time Philadelphia won the Super Bowl, that was in 2018 when they beat the Patriots. Kendrick Lamar was in his element on the field during the Super Bowl halftime show.
Mr. Lamar, do you really know how to play the game?
All right, so Samuel L. Jackson dressed as Uncle Sam to introduce Lamar's performance. He's the first solo hip-hop artist to ever headline the halftime show. SZA joining him on stage for a couple of tracks. Lamar ended up playing his song, Not Like Us, with a switch-up of lyrics, which everyone's talking. Oh, that was a fun moment to see Serena Williams as well, dancing. And we did a double take. Is that Serena?
Yeah.
I know.
And then you read the backstory, and it's even, I mean, she's from Compton, so that makes a lot of sense, but also, you know, ties to the two of them in a relationship, and
apparently
she's in the
dated
song.
Drake, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, it depends on which version. Some versions say they dated, other versions say he really liked her, she didn't like him back as much. Depends which version you read.